All I can say is we had quite a success out here as far as I'm concerned. I think, when I started this thing, I really didn't think about election process. It was more an educational process for me. And I think from that standpoint, I think we overwhelmed a lot of people. I mean, with all the traveling we've done here in the state and all the news coverage we've gotten, and I think Lynn's 4 laws are on everybody's lips, or at least they've seen them with their eyes. And we've hit hard on free trade, the Wall Street speculation, the British collusion, and I think the words like Glass-Steagall, Bretton Woods, Belt and Road have become everyday talk for a lot of people in South Dakota. And the importance of infrastructure and a new space program are also on the tongues of the people. I really think we had a major effect here in South Dakota with Lynn's ideas. And, as an example of my 2 candidates, I got the first one to call me after the morning after the election, or the first phone call I got was from the Democrat, and he would thank me for a principled campaign, and basically, at the end said he wanted to stay in touch. Not quite for sure what that meant or what what he's thinking about there, but anyway, and then of course Johnson in his speech on television when he announced his winning, thanked me personally, which I thought, or not personally, but mentioned my name, and thanked me for running a good campaign. And the thing that I thought about afterwards was the effect that I had on all his young aides. I mean, I think we really done a good educational process on those people. I think, they're the future in the federal government. And I think, even after he's gone, some of these people will be running for offices, national offices. And I think, we've touched them. And I think that's what it was about. Now I think I got to look forward to trying to, put a network of the 7,500 people, or almost 7,500 people that voted for me. If I can pull, 10% of those people out, or even 75 good activists out of that group, and maybe move towards establishing a little bit more control of the independent movement here in the state, which seems to be kind of a floundering thing. We've got, a lot of counties have got more independents now than Democrats, but they're still not voting as independents because we had 7 independent candidates running for state legislator, and all of them done very poorly in the election. Well, I'm not quite for sure what that means, but I think, we can gather a lot of people out of that independent movement into the network here in South Dakota. The Libertarians, they lost their party status in the state here because of their voter turnout. So I think, if we can continue to promote Lynn's ideas and keep pushing on the importance of improving the economy, and as Barbara was talking about there, getting it across that Lynn has got the right ideas, the only ideas that's going to make something that will look like heaven on earth rather than hell on earth. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that helped. I mean, people helped in so many different ways, from helping with putting that pamphlet together to or that flyer together that I used, and I got over 30,000 of those out. So I really think we have done painted quite a picture of Mr. LaRouche's movement in the state of South Dakota, and also outside of the state, because we had so many people here this fall hunting pheasants from Texas, Michigan, you name it. And we made a lot of contacts that way. Roger just left here this morning to go back to Michigan. And the first place he stopped in Minnesota was a McDonald's, where he took some flyers in, and one of the guys saw him talking to somebody and come over and said, "I got one of those cards, but it only had 2 sides to it." He said, I want that one with 4 sides to it." So, I mean, even in Minnesota, we had an impact with LaRouche's ideas. So, you know, it's just fantastic what we accomplished here by persistence and sticking to the ideas and the principles, expressing to people that it was principles and ideas that built this country, and volunteers. It wasn't built with, you know, bought out money bags like both parties are using today. It was volunteers that built this country and educated people. And that's, you know, we got to recreate the process of Thomas Paine with his pamphlet. And I think that's what we're doing with what we're doing here. So let's just keep up the good work and keep rolling on.